Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? You guys doing good?
Hi, guys.
Welcome to the Tacos and Tea Time podcast. I'm your host, Junior McKendy.
And I'm your host, Maria.
So, most of us might have you. Well, sorry, most of you might know us actually from social media. You might have seen us on
TikTok,
on
Instagram, the newest one, Threads,
and YouTube.
and YouTube.
We're on YouTube and Facebook
Facebook.
and everything.
We're on everything that we can think of. Not Twitter. We're not on Twitter.
Yeah. So you might have found us from there and heard that we're starting a podcast. This is actually our first episode, so congratulations.
Congratulations to us.
Finally did. It's been a journey.
A year in the making, to be exact.
That's another episode. The journey it took for us to get to this stage. The stress that has caused us to get to this stage.
The technical difficulties we've had today as well.
Even the people who are paid to deal with technical stuff couldn't handle this for us. They couldn't fix our issues.
No.
So we just had to YouTube it.
YouTube has been our best friend lately.
Yeah, it's been our friend. So, we're actually, if you're new to our channel, if you're new to us, sorry, we're married. We've been together for about 12 years now. We have 3, almost 4 princesses, all girls.
All girls.
All girls.
Like him.
I'm very lucky. So our podcast is mainly going to be about stuff that we know how to talk about most, which is us.
Us?
So we'll talk about our view of relationships and marriage. So whether you're a newlywed, you're dating, you're an old school married grandpa that's trying to find.
You're in a long distance relationship.
Very true. You might find our sort of show relatable to you guys.
Very.
So first things first, if you don't know us, let's introduce you to us. So how did we meet?
So, Junior over here decided to slide in my PMs on Facebook.
I did.
I'm not really a Facebook person, so when I would get online, I would see Junior Mukendi sent you a message. Junior Mukendi sent you a message. Literally every time I would log in, there was about 4 to 5 messages.
I would poke you too.
Oh my God, the poking. Yes.
Poke.
Because I would leave him on red,
Yeah.
and then he'll start with the poking, and there'll be a notification popping up. Junior poked you. I was like, wait a minute. He's trying to get me pregnant already.
Go out for a drink at least.
But this is where he caught my attention. He messaged me asking, "How is your day going, beautiful?" So I asked him, "Do I know you?" And he said, "Yeah, we met at a club last weekend in Miami." Funny enough, I had been in Miami the last weekend, but he didn't know that because I didn't post that on Facebook.
Nope.
Because Facebook, it's full of these nosy cousins and aunties and friends that go to high school with you, just trying to see what you're doing with your life, but never comment, never like. So it's like, I'm not going to post about my life, how I'm living life, how I'm traveling, how I'm working, because I don't want that choo-choo, bad negative. But anyways, I responded to him. I'm pretty sure somebody gave you the wrong Facebook or the wrong name because I wasn't at no party, but I was in Miami.
So how I actually got that together was around that time, everybody that was in London that would go on vacation, like a guy's vacation or a girl's vacation, their destination was usually Miami. But if they're going to America, it was Miami. Nobody was going anywhere else. Nobody was going to Texas. Nobody was going I don't even know.
I'm from Texas.
Nobody was going them places. Everyone was going to Miami. To say Miami was the only place in the USA that had a beach. That's the only place we knew because it was I think because around the spring break times, it was really being advertised everywhere.
It was popping. It was popping.
It was the only destination that I knew where people may go on vacation. So I just said, "Oh, I may be in Miami."
And I fell for it.
You did.
I did. So that's how our conversation started. And we kept talking, Skyping.
But before we did that, because you didn't always give me attention.
No.
You left me a bit.
Yeah.
And
even though he would poke me.
Yeah. I think there was a point where I nearly gave up. And I think what made me was like, she wants me, was when you were starting to comment on my pictures. You would be like, cutie, cute. And I would be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to just go for this.
Just had to go check out the guy that was in my
just
messages.
try my best because she likes what she sees. Like, you know? So, yeah, I was trying to.
I noticed he was from London as well. And I was like, oh my God, that is so far. I'm never going to meet this guy. I'm just going to waste my time. But he was cute. So I had to go show him some love, you know? Hey, cutie. Be cute.
So
handsome.
How did we?
I like your sweater. I remember he had a picture at the ATM. He's wearing like a Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck sweater. That's what was expensive. I was peer pressured to buy that sweater. But that's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, hey, okay, he's got style.
I think because we were long distance, the can I get your number stuff didn't work because WhatsApp wasn't really it was a thing, but we didn't know that you could do it like you do it now where you can still call each other. We didn't know about that.
There was no video calling.
No.
It was just pretty much texting.
It was emails. That's what we would do.
No. WhatsApp was just messaging.
Oh, for just messaging. But but we didn't know how to add each other's numbers because of the international dialing code. We didn't know how that worked.
Yeah. And then I had like a BlackBerry, but it was a Boost BlackBerry. If you know what Boost was, it was a chirp, you know, prick, prick. You would top it up and it was prick. So
I had a BlackBerry too.
Yeah, I didn't really have a phone contract, and I was like, I'm paying by the minutes. Imagine what it's gonna cost to speak to somebody in the UK.
Yeah. So we were. We had to download some app called Loud Talk.
Loud Talk.
And it was like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Like sort of. So you guys are probably thinking like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Yeah, Loud Talk was like, I think that's gone now.
We haven't.
Yeah, that's gone. I don't think that exists anymore. So it was like a walkie-talkie where you can send a message, and then I can send a response, but you couldn't talk to each other. It was just like.
And we couldn't video call on BlackBerry either.
We couldn't do none of that.
So we found out about Skype.
Yeah.
So we started Skyping.
But of course, the issue is the time difference. So, because I was working at the time, you was working at the time, and I had to go. When I started work early, so I think we were 6 hours difference. So when it was time for me to go to sleep, it was time for you to get up.
Yeah.
And when it was time for you to go to sleep, it was time for me to get up.
Exactly.
So Skype didn't always work.
Because you had to be home. We couldn't Skype on BlackBerry.
Yeah, I had to be at home connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So we tried the Skype thing. I think we Skyped maybe once or twice when we have Skype.
Yeah.
And it was like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
It wasn't long. Then we were sending emails because that's the only way we could communicate when we were out.
Emails and voice notes and emails.
That was our conversation for about 6 months.
Which, speaking of that, it came very handy when it came to immigration.
Yeah. When we got the green card.
That's another story.
Yeah, that's another story. But for about 6 months, that's how it was. And I think we originally was gonna set up a meet in Orlando, Florida.
Yes.
But that didn't go so well.
I was mad. We had set up to take work vacation off, which I did. I was going to get mesotherapy, if you know what that is. It's like these weight loss massages so I can be on top of it. I wanted to look good for him, tanning. I booked the hotel. I booked my flight. He told me he booked his flight. He actually showed me that he booked his flight. And then when the day came, work didn't give him his days off.
So I booked my... Okay. So my attitude now to my attitude then is different. I was really like a good employee. Like now, if I worked for somebody and somebody told me I couldn't take the time off, I just wouldn't turn up. But
you could have mom.
Yeah, like you can't take the time off. Would have been my attitude now. But back then, they just didn't allow me to. And the thing was that I didn't even start working yet. I was still like on like my training
Your trial,
sessions.
yeah.
So I was like, can I just delay this start date so that I can take a quick week vacation and then come back and get ready to work? Because I still would have did my training.
Yeah.
And they said, no, I couldn't. I remember my manager, his name was Hugo Terrible.
But here is the pasa. He didn't let me know until the date of traveling.
Yeah.
So I didn't even get a 24-hour notice so I could move my flight. So I couldn't cancel. I was going to lose my money. But now looking back, I would have been like, man, I should have just gone on a trip on myself.
Yeah, you should have just gone on the trip.
I should have gone on a trip to myself. But I didn't. Because I was like, first of all, Orlando, what is there to do in Orlando? This is in Miami. This is Disney. I'm going to go by myself.
Go meet Disney.
So I didn't go. You
lost the money.
Lost my money.
To pay you back. And then I think I came in, I want to say September. I came just after my birthday.
Just after your birthday.
Yeah. So for me to get her, I had to lie about my age because she doesn't date guys younger than her. I'm actually a year younger than her.
Actually a year younger, but I never dated anyone my age or a year younger. It was always like 7-8 years older. So he told me he was 27. No, not that far. He told me he was 27 when in reality,
I was 20.
He was 21.
21? Yeah, I was 21.
He was 21.
I was turning 21.
No, you had just turned 20. No. Yeah, you were turning 21.
I was turning 21.
He had just turned 21. So I'm over here going shopping for him. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get him 27 gifts for the 27 years that I have not been in his life.
Yes.
I was spoiling this man too.
Yes.
Just waiting for him to land. Hopefully he didn't lie to me and be like, I'm sorry, work didn't come through. I remember your flight canceled twice.
Yes.
So
my flight, American Airlines were being like, I don't know what was going on with them back then. But I did come. And I remember it was my first time actually flying like by myself. The only time I ever flew before that was when I was young and I came to America. Yeah, I came to ATL to see my cousins, but I was a kid. Me and my brother came. But this was my first time at the plane by myself, so I was like, man, this is like I didn't dress the part. I didn't know how hot America was.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas was. I've come from London, so where I'm from, we dress like we're ready to start a fight, and we're ready to fight like the drop of a hat. That's how we dress. We dress like, okay, I'm dressed to fight. So I came in jeans and like it was like a black like sweater, like a jumper, right?
Sweater, like those polo nice sweater, like a cashmere sweater.
Yeah,
and he was wearing a red puffer jacket
on top of that. So my flight from London was like I was comfortable. Once I think I stopped in Dallas.
Yeah.
Right.
Because at the time I was living in Dallas, but since we wanted to take this relationship serious and I was having some issues back in Dallas, I was like, you know what? Let me go close to my family. So I moved to McAllen, Texas, which is a really small town. And it's predominantly Hispanic.
And when I was originally booking my flight, I was like, where is this? Like where is this McAllen place? I can't find it. Like, I can't find it. Nobody's heard of it. Like, where are you trying to take me? That's what I was thinking.
Just trying to kidnap him.
Like, on the border town of Mexico. Like, what are you talking about right now? I'm not trying to do, like, what? So, I ended up going to this McAllen place. But yeah, once I got to Dallas and I had to do my layover, the way I was sweating, I was like, what is this? Like, I felt like I was in an oven. It was ridiculous. I shipped my my luggage goes straight over there so I don't have to pick it up halfway. And I never came with a carry-on. I never bought a carry-on.
No.
Like, not like I do now. Back then I just bought my phone and my headphones. And my wallet. That's all I bought. I didn't bring nothing else. So there's no way I could put my jumper or and I was wearing a t-shirt underneath the jumper as well.
Yeah.
So I got to Dallas and the labor was like an hour and a half. So I was sweating underneath these clothes. Then I jumped on a flight from there to McAllen and it looked like I was in like a Narcos plane because it was so small. It looked like somebody's personal plane that was like, somebody's husband was just like, I'm going to just go to McAllen and he wants to come with me. And I was like, I guess I got a ticket, so I might as well come with you. That's how it was.
They are tiny.
It was small. Like, what is
Nobody
small?
flies there.
You complain about size of planes now. Get on a flight to McAllen from Dallas.
Oh my God.
When you get on a plane, you got to turn to the side. Like, it's small. It's really small. Nobody, like you said, nobody flies there.
Nobody.
But I felt a bit like at peace because I think I was got like 2 black people on my flight.
Yeah.
So I knew if anything went down,
for the rest of your stay, it was just gonna be you 3 there.
Yeah. We were gonna be okay. If anything went down, we made eye contact with each other like, you know what we gotta do together, right? And I was like, yeah, bro, I got you. But let them know I came from London, so we don't do that stuff. But I landed, and once I landed, I think, did I land before you came to the airport?
No, I was already there, and I was by the carousel by the baggage claim, just waiting for him, right? But I look better in person than I did in pictures.
Okay, so let me tell this story.
Tell the story.
So I went to the baggage claim. No, I was at the baggage claim because you came from the other side.
Oh, that's right. I got there a little late.
You got there late. Had me waiting.
Like 3 minutes.
I thought, you know what? As well, because she had me waiting. I thought she stood me up this time because of
it would have been funny sending me to a border town.
Because of the Orlando thing. I thought, you know what? She's got me now. She got me back. She left me here. So whatever. I landed, as like I said, we've Skyped like 2-3 times. We've sent videos to each other and I've pictures and whatever. But in person, she looks really different to her pictures. So when I landed,
in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. So when I landed, I saw this girl like walking towards me with a smile. And my first thought was, I don't know where this girl is that I'm supposed to be meeting, but I'm about to get this girl's number. I'm going to get it quickly.
Can you imagine?
And I'm going to tell her to go quickly before this girl comes. And then I'm going to, like, if it doesn't work out with this chick, I'm going to message this chick. That's what I was thinking. Then she comes closer and closer, and I still didn't recognize her.
I'm telling you.
I see her, and then she speaks. Then I'm like, oh, well, she's lucky then, because I was about to click this girl's number. But in person, she looks incredible. Like, even her friends have told her, when they see people who know her only through social media and meet her for the first time, always let her know, like, in person, like, you look amazing. And she does, like, yeah. So I was obviously hot and I was sweating and stinking. And this girl looked like she looked amazing. She wore this green dress that was showing off her curves. She looked incredible. And I was so nervous because it was the first time us meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So we gave each other like an awkward.
It was like an awkward hug / peck.
Like a 90-day fiance hug.
Listen, if we were on 90 Day Fiance, if 90 Day Fiance was going on back then, we would have been the main characters, I promise you.
It was weird. It was awkward. It was like a cousin. I came to meet that cousin that they don't know, and they were just like,
an awkward hug.
Awkward hug.
And then I was like, oh, let me grab his hand, walk in front of him so you can, have a little peek in the back.
Nah, she looks.
And walk up to baggage claim. So we're waiting and waiting on his bags, and his bags never came. So we had to go to the baggage claim office, and I started speaking to the lady. Like, her English wasn't that perfect, it's a Hispanic community. Started speaking to her in Spanish, like, what is going on? Where's the suitcase? They tracked it down. It was still in Dallas. So while he's behind me, he cups a feel. I'm like,
It was like the feel was like a creepy, like group. Like
it was more like
if you're in
ropey.
like a club and you're trying to, let me just see this. It was weird because I did it in a way of like I did it and turned away like I don't know what happened. And I looked away. It was weird. I wanted to touch it, but I didn't know if I was allowed because it was our first time meeting. But yeah, so I touched it, and then I think that's when we had a little kiss, right?
Yeah, we had a kiss right when we left the baggage tape. They told us they'll be here in 3 to 4 hours.
Jesus Christ.
She's like, all right, let's go home. Let me take you to my house. So
I left the airport.
Before we were leaving the airport, we actually kissed. It was a little tongue in.
Yeah. Then we kissed properly.
Yeah.
But once I left the airport, that's when the heat hit me. That's when I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You brought me to hell. The devil's gonna come out soon, and it's gonna shake my hand and say, welcome. And you are the devil, because that's why you look so good. You use me with your looks. And yeah, it was so hot.
It was so hot. I was like, the first stop is going to be at the gas station to get this man a drink, because it's hot in Texas, in McAllen. It's hot, it's humid, but I'm so used to it that I don't sweat. So, not then. Right now that I'm super pregnant, I'm dying. So, first stop was the gas station, got him a drink, and I saw this little M&M fan. You know, it has M&Ms, has a little fan. Jumped back into the car. I was like, here's the fan.
That was the best gift I've got. Because I loved M&Ms, remember?
Yes, that was his favorite.
I was going for a phase.
Peanuts M&M.
Going for a peanut M&M phase, so that's why you bought it for me. It was really nice.
Yeah.
And then we got to this house, and then I think that was it, right? And then we went to go to dinner. No, you cooked for me.
I cooked for you.
You made me lasagna and a cheesecake.
Yes.
Yeah, you made me lasagna and cheesecake. I remember.
He told me that was his favorite food. No, it was lasagna.
Maybe lasagna and cheesecake. Yeah.
I made him a big baking dish of lasagna.
She was trying to keep me.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing. You know, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
And that was our first time meeting, our first meal together. And I think we spent the rest of the night just indoors, right?
Indoors. And then we had to go get your bags.
Then we went to go get the bags.
And you were so happy because you finally had different clothes.
I could change and shower.
Yeah.
Oh my, because I was
he was sweaty.
I was embarrassed because I was stinking.
He was a little stinky, but I didn't say anything. Yeah, I was getting all that stink on me.
Weirdo.
I pretty much made him shower by telling him, I'm gonna go shower if you want to join me. And he did, but he had to get back into his stinky clothes to go back to the airport.
So I don't know what the point was. The point, you should have
just get a little mustache.
One of your dresses. I could have worn one of your dresses. At least, you know, I would have been okay.
It would have been loose on the booty, baby.
Yeah, I would have worn it still. I would have worn it.
Like he has super big thighs. He had a nice firm butt, so he would have looked good in a dress.
Yeah, I would have looked nice. But that was it. That's how we met.
That's how we met.
I stayed there for about 3 days, right?
Yeah. Imagine booking a flight from London all the way to McAllen just to stay there for 3 days. Later I found out that he was just trying to hit it and quit it.
It's true.
Imagine the heartbreak, because I actually gave up everything in Dallas and moved to that town because he didn't want me around my ex. I had a stalker ex. Another story, another time. But he was like, if we're going to be together, I don't want any problems. I don't want any issues. So I prefer you being away from all of that and be closer to your family.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. I have a house in the valley. I had taken over a house that my dad was no longer interested in, and I was paying the mortgage. So cool.
Yeah. I decided to just go and hit it, boom, boom, and then go back to London. But
he fell in love.
I fell in love.
He fell in love.
Yeah, I fell in love.
Yeah.
I spent 3 days. The next
took him to the beach. The South Padre Island.
Made me a sandwich. That's what I knew. It was the sandwich.
That's when he knew. Can you believe that? I made him a sandwich while we were in the heat at the beach, and I I was just, it's just a motherly thing to do, like a wifey thing to do. But I guess he's never had anybody treat him that way.
No, I think the way, like, somebody to do that sort of thing was what was like, nah, I think I've never been treated like this. I think this is, yeah, I think this is the one. And we'll think that it was a great trip because I think we bonded more, we spoke a lot more, we had a lot of fun.
We did. I mean, we had already pretty much fallen in love through the whole video calling, even though it wasn't that often, and emails and loud talk. We got to know each other's interests, what we wanted for our future, how many kids we wanted. We did say we wanted 4 to 5 kids, and we're on baby number 4. And we were just really.
You never know because you sometimes it can be all great, but then when you meet somebody, it can be like.
That's the
It
thing.
can be
We needed, like, everything online was like perfect, but we needed to meet, like 90 Day Fiance type thing. Like everything's perfect online, but we have to meet in person and see how we get along staying in one room together, sleeping together, eating together, spending time with each other 24/7.
without distractions and phones.
Yeah, without distractions, without phones, without friends, without family, just us. Just us.
See how we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
And it worked. And him going back to London was really
Very
beautiful.
difficult for both of us.
I couldn't stop crying.
Yeah, we were both crying.
Yeah, we both cried.
Cried.
We both cried. And I was scared because I had like abandonment issues. And I was like, what if he leaves and ghosts me and I never hear from him? And I think he felt the same way when he was leaving. Like, am I going to see this girl again?
Yeah, it was really difficult because it was long distance.
Yeah.
That's what was hard about it because I had to get on a plane for about 8 hours and come and see you, or vice versa, you come see me.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I could just go and see you.
And the time difference as well. It's not like, okay, we're long distance, but we're always talking. Like, we couldn't always talk. We maybe had like a window of an hour at most.
An hour or 2.
Where we can speak to each other because we were both working. We were both busy.
Yeah.
So it was tough. It was really tough. And you came back, what, like 3 months later? No. The next month.
I came back the month after.
For my birthday.
I took out a credit card.
Yeah.
I used the credit card to book my flight because I just couldn't.
Yeah.
It was too hard for me to be away from you. So I came back.
And that's when we had a little birthday celebration.
And that's when I met your...
But you were here for like 3 months, right?
Yeah, I think that's when I met your dad.
You met my dad first at a gas station.
At a gas station, yeah. And then introduced myself to your dad.
Yes, because he needed me for something for his job. And I went to go meet him and run some errands, and you were with me.
And you were like, you want to meet my dad? You just dropped it on me like that.
Yeah. My dad's here.
My dad's here. I was like, what are you talking about?
Because my parents lived in Mexico, but my dad would work in McAllen. So I dropped it on him. We went to go meet him, and my dad was like, are you serious about him? I was like, yeah, very. Like, I actually want to have his babies. He was like, whoa, drop that on me now. But my dad loved him off the bat. He loved him. He's the first man that I ever brought to my family to meet as well. And in a Hispanic community, it's very frowned upon to date outside of your community, especially if you grow up in Mexico or in South Texas.
Yeah.
So I was nervous at first, but I had let my parents know. I gave them a heads up. Like, I'm dating this man and he's Black and I'm in love. I'm in love and he's from London. And they were like, what? There's Black people in love with him? So you met my dad first.
I met your dad first.
Then I had a birthday gathering. He had already been here for like a month before I threw my birthday. Little gathering, so he met my grandma. That's when my mom and my sisters came.
I think I met your brother next.
Oh, my brother, that is true. Because he was going to move in with us.
So let me tell you this story about her brother.
Go on.
So she's telling me, yeah. So this is what she's telling me, like, we're getting to know each other, so I'm getting to know her life. She's telling me about her dad's past and her dad's, what he used to do and this and that and how the family used to be. Like, damn, like, if I leave this girl, I'm gonna leave her without, like, they're gonna bring me to Mexico and leave my body in Mexico. So I'm gonna be fucking stuck with this girl. Then she tells me about her brother. She's like, yo, her brother's, like, about to, like, come to America. I was like, oh, that's cool. But now he's coming, like, through the border. So she said to me.
Like, he's crossing through the river.
Like, what do you mean he's crossing through the river? So, yeah, he's gonna cross. He has to do this. There's a process and this and that. Like, God damn, that's your brother? She's like, yeah, that's my brother. Is he older or younger than you? He's older than me. So there's me getting scared. And she's like, yeah, he's gonna come and stay with us for a bit. God damn, this guy's gonna come and whoop my ass, man. This guy's gonna come beat me up for dating his sister. So I'm scared. I'm losing sleep. I'm like tossing and turning in my sleep. I'm like, man, this guy's gonna come and fight me. I'm gonna go fight some guy. I'm gonna say the wrong thing. He's gonna bring me to Mexico. He's gonna, this is gonna be tough. So it comes to the morning, and she's like, yeah, my brother made it. He's across. And we're gonna go pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
We picked him up, right?
We gotta go pick him up at some hidden house
It just gets worse and worse.
where they're holding people.
Like, it's getting worse and worse. I thought that was my time. I messaged my family and said, listen, I'm gonna send you my location. Like me. If anything goes wrong.
There was no location back then. He's like.
So we go to pick up her brother. I meet her brother.
Yeah, my brother Chewy. And my brother shows up. Now, he's all muddy and everything. So I make him jump out to say hi to my brother. My brother's like, hey, ¿qué onda? Like, super friendly with him. And his face of relief. This whole time, he thought my brother was like some bad man, like some crazy psycho cartel member or something. My brother, when I tell you, when I put him in his place, he cries. He cries. So I'm pretty much the big sister, the helper, the provider. Though when he doesn't have it, I have it. Well, that's how it used to be back then. He was like my little brother. But this whole time, he never told me how scared he was of my brother, how scared he was of meeting him, that he had all this fear in him until we picked him up and we got home. He's like, this whole time I thought I was going to meet some 6'5" cartel-looking guy with tattoos. My brother has never gotten a tattoo because he's afraid of needle.
Yeah. That was a fear in me. That was a fear. But yeah, we came really close. We are close.
Yeah.
And he's a really nice guy. But then I met the rest of the family because we were doing a birthday celebration for you, right?
Birthday celebration.
That we didn't know about.
No.
So
it was pretty much, Mexicans and their carne asadas. So we didn't know it was gonna be a birthday party. I was just, trying to call my mom and my dad and let's have a little dinner at the house. No, they invited my tias, they invited my grandma, they invited my sister-in-law with the kids. Everybody showed up, my sisters, and everybody met them, and they were just so confused. Like the ones that were English speaking, they kept getting confused because they couldn't understand them. They'll be like, hey, what did he say? Hey,
yeah.
Hey, what did he say?
Yeah, because they've never met a British person.
No.
And I doubt they watched British TV then. They really watched American.
And the first thing one of my cousins asked him was, have you met the Queen?
Yeah. And I told him I did.
I did.
Yeah.
And I fist pumped her.
I fist pumped the Queen. They didn't believe me, but I said, yeah, I did. I met the Queen and I fist pumped the Queen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when I met the rest of the family. And then your grandma dropped a surprise on us.
No, my sister-in-law.
What?
Oh, no. My grandma. When she told us about what happened, right?
She's pulled you aside, right? And
my grandma pulled me aside. My grandma had this gift of pretty much knowing someone's future. And she was pretty much like a white witch in Mexico. She was known for healing. So she pulled me aside and she asked me if I was drinking. I was like, yeah, I'm having 1 or 2 beers. She's like, you can't. And I was like, why? She said, because you're with child. And she rubbed my belly. And I was like, no, because I took a test last week and it was negative. She's like, no, no, no. And she closed her eyes, rubbed my belly, and she was like, you're with child and it's gonna be a girl. So I stopped drinking. Like, yeah, I just had one drink. And 2 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. But when I found out I was pregnant, I was 4 weeks, meaning that if I kept testing when I tested, it was going to be negative. But she was able to feel and know that I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And I even told Junior, I told my mom, and my mom's like, you know, my mom's always right. So if she told you to stop drinking, stop drinking. And that I guess inside of me, I was happy. And what was crazier is that on my birthday party, my sister-in-law announced her pregnancy. So me was like, "Sí, abuelita, I'm not the one pregnant. It was her." It's like, I knew she was pregnant, but I care about my granddaughter. I was like, so that's one memory that I'm always gonna have of my abuelita, that she knew I was pregnant with our firstborn before we did.
Yeah. Yeah, she knew about London.
Yeah.
And that's that journey took us to, I think, did I leave after that? I left for a bit, right?
Yeah. So I think you stayed an extra month after we found out that we were pregnant.
Yeah.
So he got to go to my first doctor's appointment. He got to, you know, see the little bean in my little belly.
Small, right?
Small. But then he had to go back to London. He couldn't overstay. And you were gone for 3 months. Yeah, before he could take off of work and come back to visit me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't leave the country because I had some criminal issues. It's another story, another podcast. But yeah, that's how we met.
That's our meeting.
And so far we found out we're pregnant.
Yeah.
And then you went back. I was more emotional than ever. Like, oh my God, I'm alone. I'm pregnant.
Your family's in Mexico. You don't have nobody around. So it was.
And he was like, just quit your job and I'll be sending you money.
Yeah.
And that's exactly
because the currency was so much better back then.
Yeah, not like now. Like the pound was over twice as much as the dollar.
As the dollar. It was stronger then.
Yeah. So him sending me even like half his check was more than enough.
Because you got an apartment, right? You left the house and we got an apartment.
Yeah.
Because the house was.
So
that's another story.
That's another story about my house.
About the house, yeah.
That's a whole nother story.
That's how we met. That's our story.
It's our story.
That's how we met, and that's what got us to London. Yeah, before we moved to London. But we'll talk about that.
There's so much to talk about. There's gonna be more episodes. You're gonna know so much about our life that you're gonna feel like you're related to us.
Yeah, you're gonna be part of the family.
Yeah.
But that's how we met. So thank you for joining us on our first episode. We hope we kept you entertained and you learned some things about us.
Long distance relationships do work.
They do work. You just they are hard because they were hard. It does take work.
I feel like it's easier now. Much easier with the video calling.
Yeah, there is way more like ways to communicate now. There is so much so much things to do now, but we didn't have anything.
No.
So it was tough, but we wanted each other. So
we wanted each other, especially when we found out we were pregnant.
Oh, that was even more hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you guys for listening, tuning in.
Tea time. Hope you guys had your tacos and your teas while you were listening to us. I'm obviously.
And we will have tacos and tea. You know, British tea and Mexican tacos.
We gotta eat and drink. So love you guys. Thank you guys for everything. And we'll see you on episode 2.
Episode 2 next week.
Next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.